In this video, we'll walk through the events calendar experience in the BuddyBoss app. The events calendar is now fully integrated, so your members can browse what's coming up, RSVP, buy a ticket, and save an event to their calendar, all within your app. Before we start, note that this is available in the BuddyBoss full app only. This is the events screen where all of your events are displayed. At the top is a search bar for finding an event by name, and any events you've marked as featured appear here too. Below that, members can switch between 3 views. List view shows events in chronological order as cards with the event image, title, date and time, event type, location, price, and how many tickets are left. Moving on to calendar view, which organizes events by date. Members pick a date to see what's scheduled, switch between date ranges, and tap through to any event. Pick a date with nothing on it and they'll get an empty state message rather than a blank screen. Then there's map view, which drops a marker on each event location. Members tap a marker to jump to that event, or browse the event cards below the map. Alongside the view switcher are filters for narrowing the list down. Depending on how your events are set up, members may see filters for category, tags, cost, venue, organizers, and featured events. There are also filters for country, state, days of the week, and time of day. Which filters appear depends on your event configuration, so your members will only see the ones that apply to your events. Tapping any event opens the full details. At the top is the cover image, the event title, the date and time, and either the venue or a virtual event label. Underneath, members can see the price and how many tickets are left, along with the actions available for that event, whether that's getting a ticket, submitting an RSVP, or adding it to their calendar. The summary section holds your event description, and members can expand it to read the whole thing. Scroll further and you'll find the organizers, their contact details, the event website, the event's categories and tags, and a venue map. The organizer section shows each organizer's name, profile image, phone number, email, website, and how many events they've hosted. Members can tap details to see more about any organizer. If you're running a conference or anything with multiple sessions, the event details page also includes a schedule section. Each session can show its time, its track, the session title, the speaker, a session description, and the organization presenting it. Members tap any session to open the full details. Event schedules do require the corresponding scheduling add-on to be installed and configured on your site. For events using attendance responses, members will see an RSVP button. Tapping it lets them choose going or can't go. If they're attending, they fill in the attendee information you've asked for and add guests where you allow it. Then they select finish to submit their response. The RSVP window also shows how many spots are left. For ticketed events, members will see a get ticket button. Tapping it shows the ticket name, description, price, and remaining availability. Members use the quantity controls to choose how many tickets they want, review the total, then select Get Tickets to continue. From there, checkout follows whatever ticket and payment setup you've configured on your site. Once a member has tickets for an event, the event details page shows a View Tickets option. That opens their tickets with the event details, order number, ticket type, and purchaser information. Members can expand the attendee details, download a PDF ticket, or add their pass straight to Apple Wallet. Keep in mind that PDF tickets and Apple Wallet passes require the applicable add-on from the events calendar, plus a supported device. Members can also save an event to whichever calendar they already use. From the event details page, they select Add to Calendar and pick their service. Google Calendar, iCalendar, Outlook 365, and Outlook Live are all supported. From there, they just follow the prompts from the calendar app they chose. When members have permission to create events, a plus button appears at the top right of the event screen. Worth mentioning before we go through it, creating and scheduling an event is a web fallback, not a native app screen. Tapping it opens a guided flow, starting with the event title and the event description, both required. Under event time and date, members set the start date and time, the end time and date, and the time zone. There's an all-day event checkbox for events that don't run to specific hours, and a schedule multiple events option for setting up a recurring event. Next is event image, where members choose a JPG, PNG, or GIF file for the event's cover image. Below that, members can search your existing event categories and tags to file the event correctly. The virtual event section is where members configure a virtual or hybrid event. with a button that opens the virtual event options. Under event status, members set the event status, which may be scheduled, draft or pending, depending on how you've set things up. Venue details and organizer details. Each let members create a new one or pick from what already exists on your site. Then there's event website for an external link, and event cost, where members can leave the field blank to hide it, or enter a 0 for a free event. Finally, they select submit event. One thing worth knowing, events submitted with a pending status need administrator approval before they show up in the app. Now let's go to the WordPress backend so I can show you how to add events to your app. This integration works with the Events Calendar and Events Calendar Pro, so you'll want both installed and activated on your site first. Depending on what you want to offer your members, you may also need add-ons like Event Tickets or Event Tickets Plus. Once your events are configured, the app picks them up automatically, so there's no integration setting to switch on. Navigate to your WordPress dashboard, then go to BuddyBoss app menus. Under App Core, select Events, then click Add to Menu. Click Save Menu to apply it. That's the full event screen added to your app navigation. Next, go to More Menu, select My Events, and click Add to Menu. Now your members can see their upcoming and past events. You can also feature events on your app's homepage so members see what's coming up the moment they open the app. Go to BuddyBoss app, App Pages, then click Edit on the homepage. Click the plus icon on the left to add a new block, scroll down to the BuddyBoss app section and add the events block. Before you do, note that BuddyBoss app blocks are only supported in the next gen app. If you're still on the legacy app, you'll see a warning in the block settings and the block won't display. With the block selected, the panel on the right is where you shape it. Under Layout, choose between 3 designs: slider, list, and grid. Depending on the design you pick, you may also get a size option. Under Content, add a block title, then choose whether to pull events in by filter or select specific events yourself. From there, set what you order by, your sort direction, and how many events to show. There are also toggles to show only virtual events or only hybrid events. The color section switches the block between light and dark and lets you set your heading, body, and background colors. And under Settings, there's a toggle for every element on the event card, so you can strip it back to just the essentials or show everything from the cover image to the number of tickets left. Click Save when you're done. And that's how the events calendar works in the BuddyBoss app. A few clicks in your dashboard and your members get the full events experience on their phone, from browsing and RSVPs through to tickets, passes, and events of their own. If you found this helpful, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more BuddyBoss tutorials. Thanks for watching.